Hey, Passing Wind, what's up? Is everything okay? Can you hear me? I had some, I moved some things around today. I want to make sure I'm still coming out okay. Cool. Cool. Let's finish this. We should probably be able to beat this one. YouTube is where the viewers are. I'm not doing this for the views. I'm doing it for the thrill. You know that. This is the second week recap. I've been playing. Hey, Captain Gizmo, good to see you. I've been playing this for 2 weeks now. This free-to-play account. Some things have started moving. I got into an alliance that's roughly my power, so I'm not being carried, but I'm also not like schlepping around getting only green materials. I've unlocked 27 total characters, so got that going for me. And I'm sorry if the lighting's a little weird. I moved things around today. And I don't know if I can get the lighting right without sparkles for no reason. And then looking like washed out like my already pale self is. But I'm just going to lead off with a nice little attack. It's better? Yeah. Better than it usually is? Or better now that I moved something? You can even see a little bit of fuzzies. I got a new desk set up, so all my stuff is now eye level. Wonderful. Hey, Oxter, good to see you. How you doing? Oh, I'm not beating this. Free music? Free music, yep. Yeah, sorry about missing it yesterday. It was like 6 o'clock last night, and I was like, oh, I have to do a video. I have to do my my stream, my free-to-play account. And then I got 2 text messages, and next thing I know, it was 10 o'clock, and I was like, it's too late. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't think the one day made too much of a difference, though. So we should be okay. Hey, Kevin. How you doing? Let's hit you. She's gonna bleed out. Let's do that. Oop. No, the speed up. Okay, we're fine. I don't know if I like the new DSA shadows. Oh, you've been able to get into it? I got into it a while ago. On my phone. There it is. But there are some things that I very much like in the new DSA in 10.0. There are some things I don't. Yeah. Cool. Now I can farm this. Yay me. Alright, we're gonna go straight to a roster. Kind of check everything out. Alright, so we're at level 47. Right? And like just turned yesterday it would have been during. We have a pretty wide spread, right? So the free Groot is still doing his best. I farm him every day, but, you know, 31 shards isn't too terrible. I'm not double farming anyone right now. There's no reason to. Yondu, I'm also farming every day. He's making his way towards 3. I'm farming Ravager Bruiser. I ripped the first... It's in my Discord. Or watch the old videos. The first pull of a premium orb was a 50 drop of Minerva. She's not phenomenal in the early game, but I'm very happy to have her now because it's going to help a lot more later as we progress. There's some things that I can't really go into detail right now about, like what I plan on doing, because right now it's just words, it's just ideas. But a little bit of an idea is I'm basically not going to be doing the Red Star Blitz under any circumstances, whether I could or not. I will exclusively be blitzing as hard as I can on Sundays for the premium orbs. The premium orbs are basically my fastest way of progress as a free-to-play player, unfortunately. I'm not target farming anyone in stores except Drax in the raid store, and that'll probably shift to once he hits about 6-star. My goal is to get, like, the reason I'd started this point is I want to get a 6-star Star-Lord on first pass. And I believe that going forward now, like I said, whatever people did before Defenders, totally fine. I think that as of right now, the correct play is kind of ignoring the Defenders. If you get one, now, Luke Cage, like, he's here. I'm not farming him, but those 15 shards came from somewhere, you know? Jessica Jones and Punisher were great in the early game, but I'm not really working on them right now. The same will go with Iron Fist. I'm not farming him. I expect to unlock him accidentally. And unfortunately, Daredevil, I pulled 31 shards out of premiums, both of them depressing. So if I end up with the Defenders, I'm not going to ignore them completely. I'm just going to kind of showcase the fact that you don't have to target farm the Defenders for anything. You can target farm them to unlock them, like get your 100 Daredevil shards or whatever it takes, and then you can feel free to invest in them and use them accordingly. But your priority needs to be race to Guardians, right? And that's why Ravager Bruiser is here, even though I have no intention of ever working on him. You'll notice I have not unlocked either Gamora or Mantis yet. That's just the breaks. I haven't gotten as many lucky Blitz orbs. I've actually been getting a lot of rescues, unfortunately. So we have that, but it's a pretty nice spread. I'd like to... right now, what I'm noticing my biggest hold up, and probably other people should know about this, is blue gear ability material, or blue ability materials, rather. Now, like I said, I just joined an alliance that seems to be doing pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Oh, can't finish this, apparently. Oh, 1 hour left. Okay. So the question is... Yeah, there's not even a reason for me to do this. Like, this raid accomplishes nothing for me. I don't need the green ability materials. I'd like to be doing U3s, so I'm looking... What's up, Tame? So I'm looking for an alliance that's willing to start doing U3s. I can easily do them right now with just the shield minions. That's my priority right now. I'm working on them. Now you'll see, like, Groot Groot has been receiving bio gear basically on cooldown. I know I'm going to be using him in the foreseeable future. I know that his basic hits like Freight Train, and I know that everyone gets a 3-star Groot now. So I'm going to lean into a character that I know will only get better in time. Yondu is currently what I'm using, but I'm not expecting to get a lot out of him. And Drax is just a pain for everyone to deal with. So I have no problem with Drax being where he is and working a little bit on him. Unfortunately, he is a bio character, which is pulling a little. That said, I'm sticking to the very old school mentality of Shield Security and Shield Medic are the highest invested characters. I'd like to get Shield Trooper up there too, but I just unlocked the ability to farm him. Where is it? speaking of, yep. So I'm not in a rush to do that. Oh, let's open this free Blitz Orb. Cool. Didn't matter what it was, just as long as it wasn't rescue. Any other orbs I want to open? Not opening any red star orbs anytime soon. There's no reason to. They're not going to give me any advantage now. I might, you know, if I open a basic orb or if I open a gold orb and pull a million, I might end up, you know, opening those just for the sake of getting them. Maybe getting a bunch of early 6 and 7 red stars if I'm in a good seed, you know, as the kids say. But ultimately, I don't expect too much to come from that. Oh yeah, 5. Best orb in the game. Nothing else. And then I'm not opening these right now because we are so far away that who knows what's going to happen. They may rework them eventually. They may add stuff to them, but in the meantime, they have no purpose right now, so why open them, you know? As for... So the shield team is a priority of mine. I'm working them all up as high as I can. They are adequate in countering early defenders, so that's the first step. They are a phenomenal raid team in the up to you. I want to say up to U4, but I can't confirm that. I've only done one, and it was relatively easy. So, you know, it might have just been the nodes I was on, and I only had like 30 energy, 3 attempts. But I kind of walked through with a very low and lackluster shield team. Oh, it wasn't even a full shield team. I ended up using Yondu and Groot, so it was like security, medic, trooper, Groot, and Yondu, and that was more than adequate. Amen. Wedding looks good. Minor tweaks. I had to do a lot of stuff like that. I still want to play a little bit more with it, but thank you. Other things I'm kind of keeping on in the back of my head. I'm about to unlock Hulk, so I'm being cognizant of the fact that I have a choice. I can keep Hulk around, you know, whatever he is when he's unlocked, whatever the Luke Cage level is, and make a garbage blitz team out of him. Or I could bring him up to the same way I've been bringing every character up. Now, the reason I'm bringing all these characters up here is exclusively for Blitz. That's it. I'm using them all in Blitz, and I'll show you right now. I'm able to do pretty well in Blitz for week 2, and I look forward to carrying that into Monday's Blitz. Hey, Ant. Monday's Blitz is Drax. I'm incredibly excited about that. Now, about 2 months ago, there was a Blitz for Mantis, and I believe that there was another generic Blitz that ended up helping, so I'm kind of happy there's a Drax Blitz. It's definitely going to save me a little bit of time. I'm going to push for top 200. In the early game shards, top 200 is basically the same as top 2000, so look forward to that. And we're just kind of floating around a handful of other characters. Merc Riot Guard, Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel's not likely to be unlocked anytime soon. I just wish she was. Hydra Rifle Trooper, again, not likely to get much out of him. Rescue, I hope I don't unlock her. If I unlock her, you'll see Sad Panda Tony all over the place, because she won't even carry her own weight on a Blitz team. She's going to be down here with Luke Cage. Green Goblin, I'd like to see a little bit more of. Even Korath could help a lot in going into the Cosmic fights. I don't really have the access. Like I said, I haven't been able to do a lot of good raids. And again, if anyone is in an alliance or has an alt-alliance, something that's, you know, relatively low. I'm not looking for anyone doing war right now. I want to try to keep this experience as close to the free-to-play experience that an average player would obtain, you know? 7 red rescue OP, shoot me. You know, obviously I could jump into like one of the stronger alliances and to be carried, and there are some players that will do that. But if I want people to come back and look at this and say, oh, wow, this is what he was able to do. You know, you'll see the last stages and you're like, wow, 6 months in, he unlocked, you know, so-and-so or whatever. I want them to be able to go back and see how it began and go, oh, well, he was hard carried. That's not fair. I pulled a 6 red rescue. I'm so sorry. It's not bad. It's worse. You could have got a 7 red star rescue or any red stars on Kingpin. So, you know. The positive news is I will be getting a Hela. A couple people asked me during the week, they're like, are you going to not use Hela because, you know, not a lot of players are going to have access to him? And I said no, because no matter what happens when you start playing this game, there are events, there are chances that you're going to unlock a character that is going to make your experience different or better than other players. There's a chance that, you know, like I look at, for example, Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is an example. When she had a Blitz, if you were in the early stages of Blitz and you were able to hit top 200, then you unlocked a Yo-Yo while progressing in the game that you're new and you're still enjoying and you're having your fun in it. So you got access to Yo-Yo where most players just are not going to. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. There's enough things that happen. There's enough free gifts they give out to players. There's enough, you know, compensation packages. Hey, Benji. Could have been Bullseye. That's true. There's enough stuff that makes the game unique to all players. And even then, look, like I pulled 50 drop of Minerva out of a premium orb. So I'm not using her, like I'm not leaning into her, but that's not because I'm trying to be like clear and honest about how I did it. Hey, truth. I'm trying to do it because she's just not good right now. Like, don't get me wrong, when I unlock Star-Lord in about 90 days or so, that she's getting placed on that team. Like, that's where she belongs. And I'm going to use her because at any point in time from the day I actually unlocked her to then I might have unlocked her. I might have pulled it. So I'm not going to ignore parts of the roster that I have. Like, if I had unlocked... She is super underwhelming, that butcher. I'm sorry for anyone who's watching this video back. I don't put the chat on because this is really more of a video than a live stream. I'm interacting with the stream, so if you ever want to see this live, feel free to come in. It's notify, subscribe on Twitch or come into my Discord. All of these things are available on the stream, or you can just sub to me on YouTube and you'll get a notification when I go live. It's usually Fridays. Sometimes it has to be Saturdays. Depends on how work works out. And 50% HP damage on lower. It's not 15, truth. It's 10% until you start putting. I think it's tier 4. Check right here. She doesn't get that extra 5% until level 4, so it's only 10%. It doesn't actually matter. And her passive heal is also not great because all of her abilities are scaling, so it doesn't do much. Promoting yourself? You feeling okay? I promote myself on YouTube all day. Hey Tony, trying to unlock Green Goblin. Would Hela work alongside Venom? Yes. Stop right there. You just said Hela and Venom. You are fine. You are fine, my friend. As a matter of fact, the biggest problems you do have on that team are... That's fine. There always is the fact that Shocker and Vulture probably aren't pulling their weight. So it's slightly unfortunate. But Hela and Venom alone are going to be amazing. If you do have access to a character like Mordo or anyone who debuffs, really, you're going to get a lot of value out of that early turn. So you could probably use that team, the Shocker, Rhino, Vulture team. I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but Hela will definitely help you if you use Venom. As a matter of fact, I want to do a recap of this later to talk about characters I wish I had early, and one of them is Venom. One of the earliest offers you get as a free-to-play player is Venom, and yeah, like you don't realize it maybe, Venom is not to be messed with in the early game. Everything he sustains himself, he buff flips on basic like immediately, like he immediately gets it. He is something else that will definitely help you. So if you are willing to spend money in this game, I don't advocate for it, but if you are, you're more than welcome to buy characters like Venom. Outside of Venom, there's not many offers. There might be a special offer, but Venom would beat CM in a 1v1. Venom can beat CM in a 1v1, assuming all things are equal. But he is pretty good. Overall. So, again, Minerva, cool, I've unlocked her. She's not getting any progress. I'm not going to use her too much. Even when I have, Medic has just been superior in every way. her passive heal, right? It's even at 30%, it's still healing for more. She just does better. So for now, I'm going to lean into her. That might change when I get Star-Lord or as I progress and if anything works out. A lot of these characters you see, I'm going to ignore. Again, I'm only getting them to level 30 and a little bit of investment specifically here. I'll put green ability materials in them. What Ultimus raid are you doing right now? Unfortunately, right now, I think I'm doing U2 and U3 in the group I'm in right now. I'd like to get into one that's U3, U4, but I don't want to get into one that's like U5 or U6, if I can avoid it. But I'm happy with the progress 2 weeks has shown, you know? Let's go through a quick little... Oh, you know what? Let me build some Blitz teams out. That's what I wanted to do live. I wanted to build out some Blitz teams and show everybody. Yeah, using shield. So, I've unlocked save teams. Let's delete all of them. Sure. So, let's go. We'll start from the bottom, right? So we know there's a weird kind of setup in the top, and I'm not going to split them up. I'm going to keep them where they need to be. The only thing we do know is that they have 2 characters that aren't currently usable out of the total pool. So we're just going to ignore Hawkeye and Luke Cage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be our first team. You'll see it's just damage. There is no sustain on this team at all. And that's okay. It doesn't really matter because this is a damage blitz team. And one of the early ones, I don't know if I'm going to use this too many times. So we'll go ahead and save that. I thought you didn't do roster reviews for less than 1 million TCP. Correct, I don't. However, it's not a review if it's mine. So... and I already know my blitz system. Damn, how could you get Namor? Oh, you're envious of Namor, Truth? I will give you it. I will give you this 3-star Namor right now for another star on Bullseye. That's how useless Namor is. He is the absolute worst version. Like, the worst thing I could have pulled out of the Mega Orb was 100 Namor shards. Can't even use them. Doesn't do damage. Not in war. Completely useless. The next stage, I'm just going to go ahead. Bullseye greater than Namor? Yeah, dude, no joke. The next one, I'm going to lean a little bit. I wanted to keep the Hydra characters together because they do have a little bit of synergy. So I might still do that and put Rhino here as an off tank. Yeah, that should be fine. It's not like there's any other high impact characters I need to worry about. Yeah, this is fine. At least I have a sustain. Now, these are 3 underwhelming damage dealers, a big dumb idiot, and a healer. Not an impressive team, but should be okay in the early stages of Blitz. Now we will split some differences up. So we'll work with these guys, right? Actually, we're going to do that. We'll use this team. This way we can get a little bit of extra bonus damage from Shield Trooper as we, split it out. That seems like a little bit better use of them than the full Shield team, especially because they're at parity. I may rework this in a minute. Sork seems pretty impactful, early villains at least. I haven't had to use her, but she's not bad. She's definitely not bad. I like the fact that she does have 2 nodes, but I'm not going to farm her stars, really. Rocket, I trade you for Strange. Yeah, right. So that's the 3rd team. The 4th team I think is pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to use... Nope. Sorry. Placement is pain. One thing I do kind of wish they did was let me click to place characters, or just let them go left to right. I get it, but it's just starting to be a little bit annoying, especially as you have to scroll through your roster. I'd prefer not ever having to do that again. And then here's the last team. And then we'll organize them. Yep, that's it. So, let's start from the beginning. I have 5 more save slots. Eventually these are going to go away. So I'm not too worried about it. And I'm in tier 5. Oh, big numbers. Let's see if there's a fight I can steal. I don't mind taking an intentional loss here because I know the other teams can win. Royalty music is pog. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it, but... As a free-to-play, is there a benefit to level 4 and tier 2 and the lowest level Blitz characters than 30? You're looking for more points from them? No, there's actually a math to it, Father John, and I will explain it to you. What are these numbers? Just stronger versions of characters. This team looks a little weak. I should be able to take it out. So, in the early 3 tiers of Blitz, this big number... It's just a visual bug. It happens all the time. You just unlocked Starward? Oh, Hero row. Yeah, but if you got Rocket in your Mega Orb, you're doing pretty okay. Yeah, it's because there's a bug. When you are fighting in the first 3 stages of Blitz, which is 12 fights, everything you fight is lower powered than you. They take your power and it's a percentage of it. So if your character is 1,000, you know, they're gonna... If all your team is 1,000, every character you're gonna face is about 700 or so, up to, you know, the top end. The problem is if you don't invest in your characters a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, like ability materials, you're not going to be taking advantage of that punch-up power. Like, it's not going to make a difference. She has no focus. Like, you're going to be fighting with a raw power number that's higher, but their abilities are going to be at parity with you. But if you put, like, you know, tier 1 ability materials, I'm going to lose this fight. That's fine. If you put tier 1 ability materials in their basic, at the very least, then you could just button mash their basic, and you're going to be outscaling them in damage. So think of a character like Thing, you know, as a perfect example. Thing's basic, Thing does damage. That's what he does. So every time he hits somebody on his basic, hopefully it's going to crack them and kill them. Now, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm going to lose this fight. That's fine. I kind of have to. I don't have any very reliable Blitz teams to punch myself out of 5-3. I've tried, trust me. So I'm going to take the advantages where I can. Going back to 5-0, you're going to get a little bit of an example of what we have to do. And what I was telling you about why I bring characters up to level 30, gear tier 4 or so. And we'll show it with... I tend to not use any team under 10k power, but this one might be okay, especially since I just built it. So let's find out. So here's an example. The highest power character I have is 17. The highest power is there, so you can kind of get an idea. It's 400 points less. And the lowest powered character I have is 11, and their lowest is just 10. You know, so you see that like their score is slightly less powerful because we're fighting before tier 6 and tier 7, where you start fighting people that are at parity or higher, especially at 5-1, 5-2. But these characters, you can see like. All my characters are at a certain gear investment. These guys are not. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have a little bit of an advantage as long as I play it right. So we'll show it. It's so weird. I have a whole desk here now. Like, look, stuff. Super exciting. All right. So we'll use... I'm going to slow this down. Keep in mind, full health, full health, full health, full health, a little bit of health. And now we can reassess. That dude... This is a third, so what's half of a third? 17%, 20%, 17%, less than that. Cool. Poor Namor. Chunk. Roar! Get flamed on stream. Namor knows what he did, alright? Let's just get him down. Alright. So these guys are gonna win. I think I saw one of her HP go down by a few pixels. Oh, easily. Thanks. I was thinking instead of investing in everyone, just using true trash. Now, again, you're gonna find a couple of schools of thought. I'm not saying what I'm doing is correct. Some players, like, just do not unlock characters. Some people are like, build tall, or else you're not gonna get arena credits. And I'm like, guess what? You're not gonna get arena credits no matter what you do. Your defenders will be great until they're useless. And you're never going to be outpaced with people that are making the right choices or making better choices, and you're definitely never going to deal with someone who's outspending you. So instead of... I'm not advocating for going super wide immediately. I'm advocating for going tall, but know where you're going tall. So I'm going to lose out on being in the top couple of hundred in my arena shard for about a month. Seriously, about 1 month, I'm going to not be in the top 100 or 200 of my arena shard. And that's going to balance itself out in almost immediately once I start investing in the right characters. Once I get Spider Miles, I will never lose to a Defenders team again. He single-handedly beats them. Everything in his kit is designed to stop the Defenders. So there's Rhino. Rhino's another example. Rhino single-handedly stops them by doing extra damage to them. So there's a lot of value you can get in the early game by skipping the Defenders, and that's what I'm factoring in. I'm looking at this from a perspective of, what can I make do with in the earliest stages of the game while I focus farm every possible way to get as close to a 6-star Star-Lord as possible when he comes out. And that's why I started the event before, because I think everyone can imagine a world where you can get a Star-Lord unlock within 2 or 3 months of playing the game, assuming that's when he comes out. I don't think... There you go. What do you think of the new Strike Time video and Sif going to War Store? Great question. I will tell you that right now, actually. So, I'm actually going to make a video on that. I am recording a couple of videos tonight. The first... Oh, that's a weird name. The first video I'm going to make after this is about DSA. So if you guys do play DSA, I'm going to kind of give a quick review of the most recent patch, 10.0. And the second video I'm going to make is going to talk about the War Store. Now, I think I don't think anyone's happy, right? I think that's a fair statement, guys. No one is happy with her going to the War Store. Unless you are. Please, speak up. No way I'm losing to hand. Hey, Eli. I won't get BB again because I won't have Sif. That's fair. Yeah, I don't think anyone's happy that it's Sif. And then someone said, well, it could have been Hela. And sure, and they also could have not done the worst thing they could have done. You know? So... Like, they could have also been cool about it and not put a character that's needed for an unlock in the store. Especially when there's only 4 characters that are available for that unlock right now. Now, if there were more Asgardians, then it wouldn't matter if Sif goes in. Because her validity to the entire team takes second. Think about it like Pyro. When there were always 6 characters used to unlock Magneto. There were the 4 Brotherhood characters and 2 X-Men when he first came out. And there were 2 X-Men for a very long time, and then eventually there were new X-Men added, and Magneto now can be unlocked. You can actually unlock Magneto with a Phoenix. If you skip Magneto completely, you can end up getting a 6-star Magneto when you unlock Phoenix. I'm not advising you to do it, but it's a thing that can happen, you know? If they give a Sif Blitz before the event, then hey, I'll allow it. It's great stuff. I've been following your SL focus advice for Guardians, and Yondu can't get past defense and arena, changing my offensive team to include Mile and Rhino. I'd have to get more information on what you're using, because it's not easy. That's the truth. I'm not trying to imply that you're going to have an easy battle, but let's see if I could find a Defenders team. Oh, here. Let's see if I could beat the Defenders team with this team. Now, it's about a parity fight, if you look. That's not much of a punch down. So let's see what I can do. I'm going to put Sif in Greek Raid Orbs. They better put her in a lot of stuff. That's all I have to say. They better put her in a lot of stuff. I think it's unfortunate. I think that... but again, and I'm sorry to be doing this in the free-to-play stream, but people ask, I'm gonna answer. I think the issue can be resolved. You know, I don't think the issue is they put Sif in the War Store. I don't think that's an issue, because we asked for her to be farmable, and that is a store, right? I think the issue is that Foxnex doesn't necessarily understand how terrible the War Store is for the average player. And I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm definitely above the average player in my main account, in that I get quite a few war credits and don't really worry too much. But, stop hitting me. Oop. Why Sinister hasn't put somewhere yet? Because he came out after, he was November, wasn't he? Alright, she's dead. Yes, but the good news is, Eli, is that there's no reason to buy mini uniques. None whatsoever. Ugh, no matter who hits me, I'm dead. Oh no, it was... okay. I thought it was her. It might be the imbalance right now. It might be that that's regular Spider-Man who has no investment. I feel like the biggest slap in the face if he wants it... Again, I cannot stress enough how not important mini uniques are. As a player with a 5.2 million roster, I'm gonna keep the loss, but they like mini uniques get you to gear tier 14. What happened to Doom? Yeah, well, the good news is, Dark, there are no rewards for Dark Dimension 3, so they just didn't give anything out. Mini uniques are good for getting a character to gear tier 14. As of right now, gear tier 14 doesn't make too much of a difference in U7. Gear tier 14 does not make too much of a difference in a lot of game modes, actually. So the only thing gear tier 14 matters at all for is Dark Dimension 3. And Dark Dimension 3 doesn't matter. Do you know how I know Pardon me. Do you know how I know Dark Dimension 3 doesn't matter? Oh, I can't even look at it? I can't even see that other people... Come on. The reason I was going to show you that Dark Dimension 3 doesn't matter is because one guy cleared it in like 3 days, and then I don't believe the second person has cleared it yet. Now, what happened with the Valiant Orb? Like, because I didn't see it. Did they just remove it temporarily? Is it gone forever? What happened? Then we get currency to get 50 SIF shards a week. More likely can only buy 30. Yeah. The issue, again, is not with the currency. The issue is specifically with... It's gone forever? Now, the Valiant Orb was the free 7 red star, right? They're giving gold promotion credits. Okay, so they're adding the ability to buy a 7 red star promotion? Wait. I'm assuming what they're doing is they're giving you enough total promotion credits to take a character from 0 red stars to 7 red stars, correct? I don't really pay attention. I don't pay attention, because nothing they're going to say or do is going to make a difference. Yeah, they're going to add the 7-star promotion? Okay. You get 900 promo silver credits when completing 2 times. They're giving you gold credits to bring who you want from 6 to 7 of your choice. Okay. So you could pick a 7 red star of your choosing and use them, or use them to get 2 6 red stars. Well, that's kind of the point. As long as you give me the materials that equal taking any character from 0 to 7, regardless of how many stars I have on them to begin with, that's okay. I'm okay with that. That's a better upgrade than the Valiant Orb, right? As long as it says, congratulations, guys, you get to pick your thing. And let's be clear, if they did try to make that change, it was because after Tadano Mac finished Dark Dimension, I could do another fight, no one cared. No one cared about it. Because there's no glory in being the second. So giving you the ability to go from 0 to 7 on any one character of your choice, or, of course, splitting it up however you want. For example, if you have a 6 red star Captain Marvel, and you go, you know what, I'm just going to use the 1 upgrade to bring her to 7, and then I'm going to use the rest of the currency to bring a couple of characters to 4, especially with the rework coming out, that might be a better use. Now, it's going to be a, to each their own kind of scenario, but again, I do agree, that boy Truth. Choice is better, and I think that they're doing, like, they realize that 5 red stars on Ultimus and a random 7 red star, like, why? Who's that for? Hey Kyle, I'm doing well. How are you? So I'm kind of excited at the idea, but again, it's Fox Next, and you know what they say. If you expect nothing, you'll never be disappointed. Pew! Watch this. Look at this, no damage, no healing. She's the best. Problem is I have a 7 red star Sif, so I need her in the war store. Well, again, you don't, because Sif is not a good character. But as a matter of fact, if you have a 5-star Sif with 7 red stars, you're still kind of cheating a little bit as far as what you have to do to get her better. They are getting better. They are getting a lot better. As a matter of fact, I don't know how much I'm supposed to say this, but this is my normal stream. I don't have as many viewers as I normally do, and no one rats on me on YouTube anyway. So there's a chance that the Fix MSF movement is going to, alleviate its pressure and move off of the boycott, if it hasn't already. That doesn't mean that there's still not problems. That doesn't mean things were fixed. But they've been doing something. They should reduce that promotion from 4 to 5. 300 is too much. 300 is too much comparatively. Like, 300 would be a totally acceptable and reasonable amount if we were getting, 70 to 100 tier 4 promotion credits a month. If we're getting 100 promotion credits a month, 300 is totally reasonable. Because eventually you'll stop having to buy 1, 2, and 3 red stars, even 4, and then you'd use the last one to go up to 5. So then it's like, wait 3 months, get a new thing. It's not about the price. The rats. It's not about the price. It's just about what you get out of it. I'll do another fight. The rats know who they are. The rats know who they are. The rats are the guys who, whenever I spoil something, whenever I leak something, they immediately go to, like, Casino's Discord, and they're like, Tony said this! And then I have to go into the Discord and watch 15 people be like, Tony's an idiot. I'm like, yes, I know. We all know. We all know I'm stupid. That doesn't change anything. But I'm honestly, I can tell you that this week off I've taken from playing the game seriously has kind of made me happier. I'm not like, oh, I'm so happy to not be playing this game. I appreciate a lot of the stuff that was starting to be irksome to me a little bit more. Do you put tier 2s and abilities in character log? Oh, I spend all of those immediately. I'm the same way when I stop watching the news. Yeah, like, I just, you know, like, earlier, I think it was Thursday, while I was doing the Blitz stream on both of these accounts, I said, like, man, I kind of wish I could do U7, you know? Not because I was worried about rewards. I actually went up about 120k TCP and the week I took off, so that's something, you know? No, it takes to go for 6-7. No, Kyle, because as of right now, there's no way in the game to promote a character from 6 to 7. It does not exist. So they're probably going to have, like, implement it with whenever they decide to add that to the game. And no, I appreciate my Doombots. You guys are great. You guys make me happy. 10k from hitting the 1 million TCP milestone. Nice. And just so everyone knows, Dark, you're one of the people. A couple other people. I don't know if Sirius is here. I'm gonna be working on reviews for you guys either tonight or tomorrow. So, like, if you sent me... You're not playing your main account? Oh, no, I just straight up stopped for, like, an entire week. I didn't log in from Sunday at 4 p.m. until Monday at 11:30 p.m. So the game is not installed on my phone. It is 100% not on my phone. I've only played it on stream. People hit the like button. Oh, thank you. 25 promotion credits. Oh, that's a damnable curse, man. Because then it's gonna take 25 of those gold promotion credits. If anything, it'd probably be 10. You probably have the choice of 2 6s. You'd probably get a total of 15 credits, where it's 5 gold to go from 5 to 6, and 10 to go from 6 to 7. This way, you can either bring up 3 characters from 5 to 6, or you could take 1 character from 6 to 7. You just taking a break? Oh, you weren't a part of it? No, I got fed up with the game, man. Like, so much stuff going on. I got tired of, like, all of the actions I was taking every single day, and getting nothing for it. I'd show you a little bit. Does anyone know if he opened the Valiant Orb, or they changed it before he did, and what he get? No idea, man. So, here's where we're at, right? I might be able to get a couple more of her shards, but ultimately she's not an important character. I haven't been blitzing too hard. I've basically only been blitzing hard enough. Oh, excuse me, I need to get one more win real quick. I've only been blitzing hard enough. No. Yes? Sure. To get Blitz Orbs, right? I'm not going to start caring too much about Blitz until Monday. So we'll have content creators like you, Casino Valley MG, because you guys are fans of the game and fight for the game and also have great points of view. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do. I have pretty high respect for a lot of the content creators. I believe it's true of the same way, which is why a lot of times they reach out to me to be like, hey, you want to do a video? I'm like, yeah. OMG said, he said it to a bunch of people, but like he definitely has said multiple times to me. He's like, oh, you're the content creator's favorite streamer, because a lot of the content creators, you know, they're either envoys or they're trying to walk a company line, and I just don't really have the time or the patience or the crayons to explain to Fox Next politely anything. They're a company. You know, the fact that people are running in the company is irrelevant. That's why, like, it doesn't matter how many people are named. Doesn't matter if you show Strike Time and you show me Steve with a ukulele or Paul. Like, none of that matters. What matters is you produce a quality content game. And somebody had said something I really liked. It was they don't have a loot box system in this game. They don't have a RNG system in this game. They have a, what was it? Profit-driven loot distribution system. And I like it. I like the idea of a profit-driven loot distribution system because it's true. Well, that's their job, so they can't say what they really want to. Well, to be clear, I mean, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm one of the more popular Twitch streamers for Marvel Strike Force, and I've just become a what's the word? Partner on YouTube, and I've done it without ever saying a kind word about. I'm kidding. I've given them credit where credit is due, but I've done it for a very long time, and I'd like to showcase to people that you don't have to suck up to the boss to make quality content. Now, of course, there are people who don't like me or disagree with me, and that's fine. There are plenty of idiots in the world. Why should anyone disagree? I'm kidding. Not everyone who disagrees with me is an idiot. There are, however, a lot of idiots that disagree with me, which is unrelated. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to have difference of opinions, but what's not okay is to blindly follow stuff. Like, I'm of the mindset right now. This fight sucks. I'm of the mind. I really need to balance these guys out. Like, they're not doing anything. There's a difference between sucking up and not saying what you want to say. There's no difference between that in the conversation I'm having right now. There's no difference between that. I'm gonna retreat because I could definitely get another one. Damn, I'm really upset. I really need. I need 10 extra credits, right? I should have taken that loss. Let me go again. I don't know. What I do know is there is, like, we all play this game because we enjoy this game. You know what they say about opinions? They're like a-holes and everyone has one. No one wants to hear them. No, you know, I'm of the mindset right now that if you're telling players to go hard on the defenders, you gotta turn your hat forward. No, I don't. This is YouTube. New rules, baby. If you're telling players that you experience early that they should go hard on the defenders, I believe that you are single-handedly causing more problems. Like, I think you're spreading misinformation. I think you can tell people, like, oh, unlock the defenders, they'll be good. I think that's totally fine, because that's not untrue. Like, the defenders are an adequate team. They are the training wheels of the game. They will teach you how important it is to work on characters that have synergy. Oh man, none of my characters are doing any damage. And that's important. It really is. But ultimately, if you're not allowing players to progress in a very meaningful way, what you're doing is you're creating something, a little bit of a sunk cost fallacy among all of the players in the line. And if you don't know what sunk cost fallacy is, it's the idea that, well, I've already spent a lot on X, Y, Z, so I might as well spend more, because if I don't, all of the money I've spent is wasted. As a matter of fact, that's what a lot of the whales are doing right now. A lot of the whales in this game are like, oh man, but I've already spent, like, you know, 20, 30, 80, $100,000 in this game. So if I don't keep spending, all of that money was a waste. Let me tell you something, brother. All that money was wasted the second you spent it. Like, that money was gone. You were bought and paid for. You wasted your money by spending it on a mobile game. Now, and that, let's be clear, I'm a whale. I have spent far too much money on this game. I spend far too much money on a lot of games. That's what I do, is just spend money on games. I look forward to the day when I could start streaming more frequently on YouTube and Twitch, where I just show you all of the games I play. Because if you think that I play Marvel Strike Force and Disney Sorcerer's Arena, here's my Switch. It's like 40 games on it. Like, ready to go at a moment's notice. I have my PS4 and my Xbox are plugged in. Also, I could stream literally anything at any time, anywhere. I've just been kind of inundated because right now I have a day job. I don't have a full-time job as a streamer. I don't know if I want one either, but if I do ever have one, guess what? Whole bunch of Tony stuff. Would you feel differently if new players got a free group? Didn't get a free group? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've been telling players since September of last year to skip the defenders and work on crew. And a lot of those players are, I don't know if any of them are currently in this chat, but a lot of those players are in my normal stream, and they will tell you, like, oh yeah, no, I got Star-Lord on like the first time I saw him, and I haven't fallen under like top 50 of Arena. And top 50 is with the other people who got Star-Lord and the whales, not the people who worked really hard on their defenders. The defenders are not good. There's nothing the defenders do that you can't do. Where am I from? Jersey, baby. I'm sad for my friend started 3 weeks too soon for free Groot, so we have to farm Groot. Why? Just start a new account. At that point, just start a new account. You're only 3 weeks in. I got Star-Lord in 65 days. Yeah, man. Did you spend money? No shame if you did. There it is. Wait, but do you play DSF and MSF? I play DSA, I play MSF, I play Pokemon Masters, I play... Hold on, let's just take a quick look at my phone. Dragon Champions, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I don't play anymore. DBZ Dokkan Battle. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. What else? Pokemon Go, but that doesn't count. Right? Like, Pokemon Go doesn't count as a game. Non-Guardians, I bought Asgardians. Oh, word. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. I would have totally bought the Asgardians. Crazy. Original Bergen County. I knew it. I'm from Jersey, too. Did you ever play Magic the Gathering, Eli? If you played Magic the Gathering and you're from Jersey, you know who I am. So I look like I'm enjoying this. Like, not everything is easy, right? You get to learn a little bit about the game, and that's something the defenders kind of cheat you on a little too. No, sir? Ah, damn. All right. The defenders kind of cheat you because once you get to a certain investment level, the defenders pretty much just do everything for you. You lose a little bit of the value of like what it is to struggle and learn. And again, that's not really a criticism of the defenders. That's just what happens when you listen to the masses and don't take no offense, but I used to make fun of them in high school. Don't worry. High school. I went to St. Joe's. Does that sound familiar to you? Defenders take too much investment before you get to the passive auto from Punisher. Yeah, it's just... That's the problem. Like, no joke, JJ and Iron Fist are completely useless until, like, level 55 or 60. Because you just don't have the materials to invest in them. When you get them going, when they're all, like, level 60, 6664, you went to Ridgewood? Gotcha. St. Joe's, New Jersey? Yeah. I played basketball and lacrosse. JJ is the least useful after somewhat. She's more useful on teams that aren't the defenders. I'm from the UK. I used to play Warhammer 40k. I never quite. I couldn't get into those. The rest are there for Block Party. Yeah, but you don't need them for Block Party. That's the problem a lot of people will say. The first thing people will argue, and now's a great time to say it because in the middle of the defender stream, a lot of people will say, "Well, how are you going to do the challenges?" And, well, I literally just unlocked the ability to do this, and it does not require city characters. Nor does this. Nor does this. Right? This is the first time you require city characters. Right here. Like, tier 9. And the recommendation is level 65, tier 11. So... maybe you'll be able to squeak by a little bit earlier. Maybe level 60 with the defenders you can normally do this. And it matters. But you are not doing 10, 11, or 12 just easily. Like, it's going to take you a while. Gotcha. No, yeah, I know. And lacrosse. You definitely played me in lacrosse. Ridgewood? Come on now. So... all of these steps right here, having up to tier, like I said, up to tier 9, you don't need the defenders. You can get up to here. Once you enter tier 9, you still don't need the defenders because there are plenty of city options. Notice, none of these say city hero. You can use a Spider-Verse team. You can use you can use Sinister Six. And guess what? They'll be okay. They will be fine. Yeah, I know. That's where I got my sticks, bro. Ridgewood. So, So for anyone saying, like, how are you going to do well in this? It's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm not going to have to worry about it because I'm going to succeed. And then the exact same thing with Block Party. How many stars do you think you're gonna get to? First of all, you can only go do 3 a pass, right? So Block Party comes by, what, once every 2 to 3 months? So the first time you see Block Party, you can only do the first 3 attacks. Are you gonna have a full team of 5 city characters at 3-star, even if you're target farming the defenders? Well, let me show you something. For example, I have been target farming the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? None of these characters are 3-star yet. 1, 2. I got for free, so he doesn't matter. 1, 2. So Punisher might have gotten to 3. JJ definitely wouldn't have. Do you know what I'm saying? If Block Party was coming out next week or the week after. But there were no Sinister Six Spider-Man? Yes, and there was a really good... Well, there was the Spider-Verse a year and a half ago. Block Party event... First of all, Block Party event was whatever a year and a half ago. And again, the Defenders were not the wrong choice. They just are currently the wrong choice. They are now... It is now worse to tell players to start with the Defenders than it is to tell players to target farm the Guardians, because there's literally nothing you can't accomplish by having the Guardians in a meaningful way. You're not going to... Guess what? When Block Party comes around, you might not do the final stage of Block Party as quickly. Which is unfortunate, except for the fact that you're going to be rocking it in Raid, and like you're going to be desirable character in raids and in war because you're going to have good teams to win fights with, and you're going to be playing aggressively, which is how you succeed, not defensively. That's why the team's name is Defenseless. Like, you're going to play the game aggressively. You're going to build teams that can win. You don't need a team that can always win. You're going to be getting so many compensation points from doing well in raid and war that it's going to be okay for you. Like, you're going to progress meaningfully in the parts of the game that matter. So yeah, when Block Party comes around 3 or 4 times a year, you might have a little bit of time wasted on that. The same way you're going to have a little bit of time wasted on the Mercenary event. Because in that exact same argument, why aren't you working on all of those Mercenaries? Gold is so important that you would think getting 7-star Mercenaries is the most important thing, except that it's not, because it's stupid. That's what people sound like to me when they say, like, Defenders are still right. I'm like, oh, so Mercenaries are, like, the best farm you could do because gold is so important? No, but... okay. I get it. The Defenders are pretty good in a lot of different ways. Except that there's a team that's better than them in every way and useful at every stage of the game, and they're not hard to get, and you can get them in 3 months or less. I'm going to have at least a 5-star Star Lord, probably a 6-star Star Lord, 3 months from now. Completely changes the game. But again, if I unlocked Daredevil, if I opened a Mega Orb or something happened where I got it, like I dropped a 50 drop of Daredevil in an orb or something. Like, I'm not a jerk. I'm not going to do nothing with it. I'm not advocating. I mean, I might, because I'm trying to show people you don't need the Defenders. But if I'm an average player and I'm skipping the Defenders, I'm not going to I'm not going to ignore RNG that favors me. You know, that's silly. We're getting a free Hela. Does that mean I'm going to stop everything and start farming Heimdall? Well, no, because I can't farm Loki literally ever from now. Like, forever from now, I can't farm him. Heimdall's not particularly good. I can't farm Thor, and I'm not going to farm Thor. So that's 2 other characters I'm not farming as a free-to-play player, let's be clear. And what are we missing? Sif. Yeah, well. Saying something about your rocket, Raccoon? What was it saying about your rocket? Daredevil needs his unlock threshold. If Daredevil was 45 shards to unlock, I'd say get him. I'd say unlock all the Defenders and then stop. Because you're never going to be 45 shards away from Drax. You know what I mean? Like, 45 from Drax? No. The math supports it completely. Like, you can do the math. How many Drax shards can you buy a day? Starting, give yourself the first week to get your bearings, and then it's 5 to 7. It's average of 7 shards a day if you get to top 1,000. because you're getting like multiple purchases. Roster review, not Rocket. Oh, I said I'll be getting to all the roster reviews in the next like 24 hours. Obviously, anyone who sent me like an update that they needed, I'm getting to them in the next 24 hours. Yeah, so there's nothing else I have to really worry about. Sorry, people are asking me questions. I didn't get... Yeah, back in the day, Paul Picklehorn is 100% right. Back in the day, we used to get a free Daredevil that we just left at the bottom of our roster because he was useless. Just for logging into... Do you know how to 3-star Hero 7-3? Is that Cosmic? Oh, 7-3 is City. Funny thing. So if you go back to like last week, or maybe it was like, yeah, Tuesday of last week or so, the end of February, someone asked me to do it, and I took in. I have a 3-star, and I took in the exact team that I used to beat it, and I couldn't beat it. And then I took in a full Defenders team, and I couldn't beat it. And my defenders are like 270 or 260k. So like, I forgot. Like I just forgot how to beat it. I know people who invest in defenders were using defenders for 7 to 7-3. Yeah, if you did, but like, dude, if you like, good. You know what I mean? Like, good. If you invested in characters, then congratulations, you found another use for them. You waited 9 months for like Heroes 7 to come out. You did 3 farms, and then as a result of it, you were able to hopefully 3-star the Black Widow node, a character that doesn't matter right now. She's gonna matter again in like 2 weeks, but a little bit less than 2 weeks. No, a little bit more than 2 weeks. Probably and probably beginning of April is when you're gonna see the next patch. We're gonna get 2-star with the 270. I'm hearing very RNG based. You have to get lucky. Yeah, I think it is, dude. Like, pull out JJ and put in Ms. Marvel, Justin Gray. That's the one that rings in my head as to something I want to do. She's getting reworked? I don't know. I don't know because, did they confirm Hela's villains, right? Because I've been telling you guys Hela's been villains. I just don't know if it's been officially confirmed on Strike Time. I'm not going to watch Strike Time. I'm not going to have somebody, I'm not gonna have somebody who knows less about the game than me tell me about the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like Cerebro, dude. Cerebro. If someone sent me a clip of, yeah, that's what I thought. And did they confirm the other character in villains? Because it's Ghost Rider, but I didn't know if they confirmed it. Just not which node. It's the last one. Hela's the last node. She's the one that's free for all, and Ghost Rider is the earliest one. So I'll tell you guys that if you if you want that. I believe Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I believe. Hela, I've been telling you guys for like 2.5 weeks. I don't think they did on Ghost Rider. No, they didn't mention Ghost Rider. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I was a little worried that they were gonna do her on Nexus because they weren't gonna release villains first. They were gonna release Nexus, and then like technically I'm wrong because I said she'd be villains, even though they released Nexus and put her on it. But yeah, but I won't. Someone sent me clips of like Cerebro's review with Casino, and I was just like, who? This wasn't a review. Like, this was a commercial. Like, they wanted to use Casino to give people a bunch of spoilers and a bunch of cute little things like they did last time. And that's good. He's their Casino is their number one content creator, because if they send him a message saying do this, he will do it. That's not a bad thing or a good thing. Casino is the number one guy. Sorry, I powered down. I'm gonna take Groot. Bro's up. Sorry, I powered down, but I'm going to take Groot, IW, Star-Lord, Minerva. Who should the 5th be? You're taking in Groot, IW, Star-Lord, and Minerva? Anyone. Anyone you want, dude. That team that you have there is self-sustaining. It's going to do everything you need it to. So, ultimately, whoever the cheapest character you could bring in is. Maybe, like just to let you know, some of the cheap characters that you could bring in, think maybe a little bit further down the road, like what character would you very much like to bring, excuse me, would you very much like to bring up to gear tier 14? And then kind of look around, like maybe Sinister if you happen to have him. If you don't have Sinister, Sabretooth is a good option. Juggernaut's a great option. Juggernaut's a phenomenal tank, and you know, with Invisible Woman and Juggernaut, you can use Invisible Woman to kind of give everyone shielding, but you can use Juggernaut specifically to target when people are going to use really bad hits, and that's a really good mechanic. You can use How'd I Get Minerva, a 50 drop out of the first premium orb I opened 2 weeks ago. It was dope. She is useless. I wouldn't trade her, but she definitely has not been helpful at all, like in any way. Like she doesn't heal, she doesn't do damage, she doesn't do anything. Later, I'm not gonna regret it later, but for the early game, she ain't helping me in arena, she ain't helping me in raids, so. People pile onto Josh for choices like any of his actually matter. Just don't watch him if you don't want them. Yeah, that's 100% correct. Like, but on the other side of it, it goes the same way for me, Larry. Like, people will, like, I'll say like, I don't know, the sky looks blue today, and then someone's gonna show up and be like, Tony, you idiot. The sky is very clearly like a tealish, and I'm like, oh, mercy me. So there comes a degree of, let's use an example. If I've been telling people for a month and a half that Hela was getting placed on the Villains node. I'm actually exaggerating, a month and a half. It's about a month. I've been telling people Hela's going on Villains, end of Villains. And everyone would be like, no, it's War Store. And I'm like, you are wrong. Hela's going on Villains. How do I know that? Because I've seen what they're doing. Because I have friends inside Foxnext who send me text messages. I am a cheater. That's why I will never be a part of the Envoy program, because there's no reason for me to hide information for the sake of making a really good commercial. Not doing it. So everyone knows that who comes to my stream. On the same side, when I speculate on something, if I like anyone, hey, Ghost of Owenheart. If you watched my 2020 prediction video, I said, hey, you know, these are what I expect to happen, and then I made a specific comment saying, also, we are definitely getting the Hydra rework, and it's probably going to happen in the first quarter of the year. I just don't know how it's going to line up with the Mercenary rework I expect to see, so I didn't know which was going to come first, but I specifically said that. We're also going to get Red Skull, and I mentioned that Red Skull's release mechanism at the time was he was going to be part of a specific raid. There was going to be a raid reward where you got Red Skull. Now, I don't know if they were going to go back to Gamma, make a brand new one, like a Delta raid. I don't know the details of that. I speculate on that, but I'm being speculative. Now, I'm still standing by the fact... Did I get a new camera? No, why? Do I look worse? Yeah, so, like, when I say stuff, I'm very careful to make sure that you guys know, sometimes, what I'm saying is Bible. And you can basically trust it. Oh, thank you. You can basically trust it. And other times, I'm completely speculating based on my knowledge of the industry, my friends inside the industry, my friends inside Foxnext, and just, you know, people who talk to me all the time. So those things are possible. But I don't know. Now, I still don't think Red Skull's a blitz. Because that would make it awesome. Stream looks up. I moved everything around. I have a new desk and everything today. So, most important is... No, the sky is clearly black. Well, right now. You know, I have a problem with someone giving bad information. Me and Tawna used to have... well, we didn't have an issue. I had an issue with Tawna because Tawna, I believe, for a while, would say things... specifically that were incorrect, for one reason or another. 100 Red Skull is 100 unlocked, so it's not Blitz. I don't know. I could name 3 characters that were 100 unlocked Blitzes. But I don't believe he was. But since then, I've talked to Tawna about it, and I apologized because I was being rude to him for no reason, and that's just what happened. I don't like misinformation. If you can speculate and be wrong, but when you start saying something is true, hey Bridge, what's up? When you start saying something is true, I feel like you're doing a disservice to the community because someone else is going to take that information. Should do a house tour featuring my roommates. They're not coming in. I think Mr. Sinister was definitely one. I think Juggernaut had a Blitz too. There's just a lot that goes on your shoulders. So when you're in the public eye and when you make a statement, like when you're making reviews of players, you don't have the option of not watching them. I know this is a very long-winded way of saying it, but for example, I don't have to watch every Valley video. I watch a good number of Valley videos because I love Valley. I don't have to watch every OMG video. I do watch a lot of OMG videos because a lot of times me and him want to talk about the same things, and I don't like to repeat what other people say. So it might have been both. So that's important. But when you look at, if Casino says these are the orange gear essentials, look at it from a perspective of a player that isn't spending $1,000 a month or more on this game. When you say something is an orange gear essential, the implication is this character needs it. That's what essential means. It means need. Or in case of essential oils, it means made of the essence of a flower. That's why they're not essential like you need them. They're essential like essence. But unless he's saying they're the essence of the defenders, the essential means necessary, required almost. So when you say a character like Daredevil requires tier 4s in his passive, the implication there is that players should put tier 4s in Daredevil's passive. And that's a terrible piece of advice, because there's probably 35 to 40 characters that I would rather put tier 4s into, some of them multiple tier 4s, before I ever put it into Daredevil's passive. So while the problem isn't that he's saying something that's right or wrong or agreeable or disagreeable, the problem is that the more people that see something that is not necessarily correct and start spreading it, the worse everyone ends up being. It's the same thing why I'm doing an entire F2P series right now about skipping the defenders, because I believe, and I have proof, that the defenders are not necessary. And in 6 months' time, we're going to see where I stack up compared to other people who play this game for 6 months. Mike, you're 100% right. Tier 4s are scary. And again, just so you guys know, there's no chat here, so it's not gonna show up on stream. If you said, hey, look, you really want to invest in Daredevil, you need to, yeah, but that's the problem. You can't say that in a tier 4. Dude, look at my tier list. Look at my war sheet. Look at any of my spreadsheets. There are things that I can't say because I can't tell you. That's why do you think when I do roster reviews for players, I don't tell them oh, this is an S team 100%. There's a reason I don't have an infographic that explains which teams are S teams, because there are no S teams. Your teams become S teams. My teams become S teams. Some people are winning in A3 with defenders. I'm not. Not reliably. Some people are winning in A3 with the power armor. I'm not. Actually, I have been since War Machine's rework, but, What do you do with Ultron tier 4s? All of them. Sorry, guys. There's no chat. There's no chatbot on YouTube because YouTube is terrible when it comes to chat interaction. So I don't know. I like the idea that in the next couple of days I'm definitely gonna, obviously you can see there's a bunch of characters. Hela's going to be unlocked, and I'm going to go all in on her because frankly there's just not many mystics I need, and Hela's insane, and early game Hela is going to be insane. But again, I don't know what that means. Now if we check out Cosmic real quick, we got some slim pickings here. The good news is Groot, Drax, Interesting that Thing is here. So we have the 3 characters that I'm going to be using for Cosmic right here. I don't think I would ever invest in Ravager, Bruiser, or Boomer either way. I think I would just wait until I had enough characters. Thing might get an investment, but he's kind of a cheat. Do I still McAfee? No. McAfee doesn't pay me for this. Hour 20 minutes. Alright, well, I'm gonna keep going. This video's going well, and I have a lot more to say about it. And, again, to recap the 3 things we've talked about today. Hela going to Vision. Great. Happy it ended up being right. Sif going to the store. Oh, that's the one thing I never said. So I'm gonna say this now. How much did you play your first account compared to your free-to-play account? I don't play my first account. That's the... I literally took this entire week off. I only played on stream. I left my alliance. I went into like a very low-powered alliance. And I just kind of dirtled around. Where are you in arena? Right in this? Like top 1,000, give or take? I'm always like jumping around in the 1,000. Like I try to make sure I hit the 1,000 at payout. And then I just, you know... How's Starwood unlock coming? Still in row to unlock him next time around. I'm going for a 6-star next time around. I ran the numbers and it's totally within realm that I get it. It's just going to depend on 2 things. The first is whether Mantis or Gamora are nice to me. What stores can you get advanced carbonadium? War Supply, Orange Gear, Raid Orbs. Elite Orange Gear, Raid Orb. Who do I kill first? You. Just got enough to invest in their tier 4. I have 1 in Groot and Thanos passive. Just hit 5 stars with Asgardians and 6664 on all of them. Thinking of investing in them. Hela's ult's not bad. Ugh. This fight. This fight is depressing. No one gets a bleed stack because she doesn't put bleed stacks on anybody yet. But look how much fun this is. We're having fun, right? There's no rush to do D3, so I guess investing in Sif. Yeah, there's no rush to do Dark Dimension 3. None. Even now. Any changes to Blitz coming anytime soon? Nope. Please die. Really? The bleed stack didn't do it? I love that Drain doesn't trigger if you kill the character. Oh, stunning her is bad. You would invest tier ultimate over Loki's ult or special. I wouldn't put tier 4s in anything Loki has. And I can confirm that by the fact that I've put 0 tier 4s in anything Loki has. Yeah. Loki gets 0 tier 4s. I don't need that guarantee. It happens often enough. They're making switching squads on Blitz easier and quicker? No, I don't believe that. They're adding something to change how Blitz works, but I don't think they're going to make anything easier. They're also adding auto-sim to Blitz, but that's... I don't necessarily know. Like, let's keep in mind, EXO, something very important. They just made Sif farmable. That statement is true. That fight looked grim. Yeah, but I was going to win it. The problem is defense. You know, the problem is defense. But I was going to win that. Yes, there is. You can see it if you watch Strike Time. What is? Yeah, but I'm not going to watch Strike Time. I'm not going to watch people that know less about the game than I do talk about the game. And that's like everybody in Strike Time video. The people who are developing the game know less about this game than I do. Case in point, they put Sif in the War Store. Which means no one's going to get Sif. Because the War Store has the worst efficiency in any store. Here's how you make the War Store better. Literally double the number of character shards you get. That's the first step. Double the number of character shards you get. Period. And start rewarding people based on their payout, based on their rank. This way, no one can shell anymore. Because guess what's going to happen now that you have Sif in the War Store? People are going to shell. Because it's not the whaliest of whale alliances shelling, just so you guys know. The whaliest whale alliances want their name in lights. The top 10 alliances in the game don't shell, because they don't have to shell. Because they're so strong that they're either fighting the strongest among them, or people that are so much weaker than them it doesn't matter. The top 10 do not shell. It would be like the peasant members of those alliances. Like the ones who are like, yeah, I'm like Pants of Hulk Chartreuse, or like Legion of Tryhard. Like, you know, like I'm just using for example, like it's the members of the alliances that aren't outspending and aren't like as high as the others. Those are the ones that are shelling out. It's the random A&R alliances that have claimed that they're shelling. Like Wakanda, I don't know actually if Wakanda has, so I don't want to say anything. But like when people are shelling, it's never the whales that you think it is. Because the whales are not having a hard time, and they want their name in the lights. They want that tier, they want that promotion line. It's the... What about... I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about them, Dark. I couldn't tell you. What I will say, though, is you fix shelling by... If I went now, I got a message from somebody saying, hey, I really want to shell. How do I do it? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you, because then you'll do it. Like, I don't want to be the person that gives you that information. I'm not telling you that, like, not to do it. I'm just telling you I'm not going to be the person to give you the information. Because I think it goes against the spirit of the game. But guess what? If I'm guaranteeing 6 wins, I don't care what tier I'm at. Because guaranteed 6 wins is going to give me more for less effort than potentially 4 or 5 wins. Because you're not getting 6 wins if you're fighting in tier 4, you know, gold 4 or diamond or platinum or whatever the lines are. You're not getting that many wins. Like you might if you're lucky one season, but it's never going to even out. Guaranteed 6 wins. It's like 19,000 credits, war credits. Doesn't matter what your rank is. Gold, like silver 4, 19,000 credits for winning in the war season, plus a guaranteed great amount of tier 4s. Like, come on. There's no argument. Kind of has no shells? I believe you. I don't know. That's why I wouldn't say they would. Yeah, it's basic. Blitz change is actually one of the best quality of life improvements, IMO. Loading up new teams was the most annoying part of Blitz. Can't get more save squads. I don't know how it's so complicated to do. I can tell you why. Do you want to know why save squads are so hard for them to come by? Show of hands. It's a real reason. It's a true and real reason. It's going to start with me being a jerk, though. I'm going to say something very jerky to start this, if you want to know. What else am I working on? You're good, John? Raise his hand? Data storage? No, not data storage. Get out of here. Data storage. Data storage. The amount of save squads are stored in a, like, 2-bit system. They could add 4 trillion before they get a megabyte. Like, no. Absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely. Nope. Absolutely not. You guys are assuming it is an issue that a reasonable and well-developed company would run into. You guys are so absolutely wrong, because I told you I was going to start this by being a jerk to Fox next. They are terrible at their jobs. When they reworked Blitz, nope. When they reworked Blitz, here's something you guys don't know. Do you know how they pull Casino Says differently? Okay, well, Casino can be wrong all he wants on his stream. Do you know how they reworked Blitz? Nope. Nope. This has nothing to do with space. It has nothing to do with space. I've been a programmer, I've been a game developer for over a decade. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you think that, you don't know what you're talking about. You're either repeating something someone said to you in a lie, or you're lying to make it appear as if you know what you're talking about. Oh, hey Dan. Thanks. The reason why is, so this is how they rework the Blitz system. This is what you guys don't know. The Blitz system, in your head, you think, oh, they're going to pair you against teams players have, right? Like, this is a team players use. This is a team players use. This is a team players use. Well, no comment on that, right? No. The way the Blitz system generates teams is not based on a pool. If you want to make the argument of data, then listen to this. Most people believe that Blitz teams are generated from teams that are used in Blitz, correct? That, like, how would you get Captain Rogers teams? How would you get Night Stalkers teams? Aiden's close. People believe that they generate Blitz teams based on the number, the teams that are used. Think about how much data that's going to take. Think, if you want to use storage as an example, if that were true. Think about how much storage data that would take to generate, to save every single team that every player uses. No. Are all auto-generated teams bot teams? No. Here's how they generate teams. Confirmed. This is how it works. They look through the saved squad setup of of players in the game. That's how, because it exists. Because that is data that exists that they don't have to store, because that data is stored on your on client side. So they pull from a pool. The people who built the game leave, yes, but that's why the Blitz. That's why we see that's why every patch has had a bug. But that's Seismic did leave, but that's unrelated. The Blitz pools are not from teams people use in Blitz. It's from saved squad teams from any level. When they find the team, they reorganize the power based on your power. So they pull a team from the save squads, and then they reorganize it based on the power. Because their system was only designed to start pulling data from 15 save squads, saved squad slots, it took them forever to recode it so it wouldn't break when they did 20. And guess what happened? It broke when they did 20. And then they reworked Blitz again, and it broke. And then we got so many different weird Blitz problems. We had that problem where, like, we had 5 second cooldowns on Blitz teams for Red Stars, if you guys remember that. We had that problem with like a couple of weeks ago where, like, every single team in 8-3 was like double what it normally would be as far as punch-ups were concerned. And you could talk to Hordak about that. He'll confirm that for you. They developed a system based on squads that was never meant to expand. So every time they say, well, you know, like when you ask, like, why didn't they just give more save squads? Worse games with worse developers, well, I can't say worse developers now. Worse games with less QOL have 50 to 100 save slots. But this game only has enough storage space. You think they store your save squad? Like, no. Your entire data file is maybe 4 megabytes. Max. And if it's 4 megabytes, it's not growing. It's 4 megabytes, And that's how much space they expect, because you're not being... They don't store the graphics for your file. Everything is a database file. Database files are not large. You are one file on the machine, and it just checks it all the time. That's how gaming works. That's how mobile gaming works specifically, but that's also how games like World of Warcraft and everything work. There's client-side stuff and there's server-side stuff, and as long as they sync, you're fine. That's why we don't get Blitz save squads, because they have to reorganize how Blitz works. You think the reason they're so money hungry is they're the most part all former Kabam employees? No, Justin Gray. The reason they're so money hungry is because people keep giving them money. Seems easier to generate options of standard squads in a room. Yes, it was easier. That's when we used to have all of the commander teams generating. And if you never saw a commander team, I'm sorry. Because they used to pull from a different pool. And then they moved it to save squads, ruined everything, added more save squads, all as part of one thing because they're bad developers. Because there's a amount of time. And no matter how much money people are going to claim they make, it's not enough. They're not doing enough to justify it. But the reason they're so money hungry is because people keep spending money. Why are Red Star Orbs so bad? Because people have been buying them for the last 9 months. Over 9 months. For the last year. People have been buying Red Star Orbs on cooldown. The top spenders in the game would buy every single Red Star Orb offer and then wait for a new character to come out. And by that time, they have like 60 Red Star Orbs banked up. And they just open them so they can pull all the red stars for that new character during their increased drop rate, and then whatever else they happen to get. That's how the whales are buying stuff. That's not how most players buy stuff. Do you buy stuff like that? Are you spending $900 to $1,000 a month on Red Star Orbs? I don't think you are. You might be, but I don't think most of you are. I know I did. And I don't anymore. That ain't worth my time. I have a thing now. I won't pay for layered RNG. I'll pay for RNG. I won't pay for a chance at a chance. That's it. See a lot of parallels with their offers and how they hook you on spending. Yeah, but there is a reason. There's something to do with what you get. It's not about how much you charge, it's about what you get, right? That's it. Because like you could charge $50, you just have to give me $50 worth of stuff. How many people would buy a $50 offer if you got 10 character shards in it? Is there a way to go into the game's code and control the RNG? No, it's all server side. There's also no Blitzbot. Fun fact. There's no one using a bot to blitz. Two people would? Which two people? Which two people would? Rosa. No comment. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer recording than most. But I'm enjoying my time with you guys. I'm enjoying this bonus stream. And I think there's been some good conversations for free-to-play players. And I think there's been some good conversations that are gonna kind of hallmark this time frame going forward. So people are gonna go back and remember when this stuff happened. $50 for 10 shards? No way, that's nuts. Why? Why is it the top 2 people in the game? Who are the top 2 people in the game? $50 for 10 shards? Why is $50 for 10 shards any more nuts than $50 for, I don't know, 300 shards? You don't own anything. None of this is real. This is all digital stuff. Like, none of it's real. Like, price doesn't matter. Like, that's the whole point. Price doesn't matter. Value matters. So, like, it's 3 a.m. and I don't regret it. Oh, thank you. You look up Blitzbot Marvel Strike Force. There's a website pops up, gives you auto bits. Yeah, because it doesn't work, Bargles. I can confirm to you it doesn't work. I cannot, however, confirm that I've used it myself because that would be against terms of service. so I will not confirm that. Couldn't you hack into their system? Dark, I'm completely convinced that you don't understand the least bit of hacking, sending in-game messages, or what that would entail. Just from that sentence. Can you explain how top free-to-play spend, compete, unlock all characters instead of spending? What do you mean? Father John, I'm sorry, that sentence confused me. Could you please ask one more time? Hope government starts regulating all mobile casino games and make it look at least obvious to people they are gambling. But it is obvious to people they are gambling. That's the problem. I know I'm gambling. I understand that I'm not doing anything. Like, next you will say professional wrestling is not real. Professional wrestling is real. No, Dark. No, that's not how hacking works. Hacking isn't some guy breaking into a line of code. Hacking is some guy who wrote a program that then went out to hang out with his friends as his computer does all the work for him. What do you think about adding another daily challenge that gives out a piece that replaces the gold as the method of upgrade character levels? So one piece can take any character from 71 to 70. Sounds cool. I'm cool with that. I think that'd be really cool. I think that'd be really cool if they were like random ass rewards too. I like that. Normally a free-to-play player, however, I might be on track to get Black Bolt if I bought a safe offer. Do you think it's worth it, or should I wait for third pass? BWHS. If you're asking me if you could spend $25 to $50 to unlock Black Bolt on one pass, my answer is going to be very simple. Black Bolt is a phenomenal character. You will never regret having him. If your finances allow it, please, by all means, make the purchase. That said, like, he is as close to worth money as anything in this game would be. That's true. You also told me you spent on Future Fight to open loot crates and despite... Yeah, but it's gambling. Like, I have spent $0 in a lot of games, but on DSA I've spent a bunch of money because I don't buy layered RNG. So I buy something when it's like 15 character shards for $5. I'm like, cool. But then when it's like 20 character shards or 25 character shards for $10, I'm like, no, thank you. I don't need it. Keep in mind, in DSA, every character is... It takes 330 total shards to max them out, so... What's BWHS? What's the guy's name? Any other energy I could spend? Oh, let's get the last Toad energy out. They should do more of those 50 shards for $5 offers. Yes and no. Yes and no. So, something that a lot of people don't... What does DSA? Disney Sorcerer's Arena. I would play it for you, but I can't get it on BlueStacks right now. It's only on my phone. But I have videos on my YouTube. Feel free... Just click into DSA and you'll see some more videos of the game. It's basically Marvel Strike Force, but with Disney characters that are adorable. You're in the minority. Most people think they pay for something when they pay for the same thing if some play the slot machine. I don't think so. I think most people accept the fact... Like, you guys know Remin X, right? Remin X and I are really good friends. We go way back. DSA goes global. It should be March 21st, but I can't talk too much about that because I'm working with them as a content creator. I can talk about it here because they're not gonna watch this video. That's for sure. How do the top free-to-play prioritize and stay competitive, unlock all available characters? So the most important thing I will recommend, or I could tell you from play, like WikiWolf is a free-to-play player, a good friend of mine, member of my alliance. By the way, this isn't supposed to be here, but... and I'll tell you what WikiWolf does. WikiWolf conserves... Pio is another member. Chuck Wolf. You don't build characters. You set a hard stop for characters, and you only invest in characters to the point when you need to. So Wiki will invest in characters because he got lucky with red stars on a team. Not on a character, on a team. Wiki will invest in characters because they're going to help him clear a raid node he needs to do. Wiki's power is roughly... I think I'm a little bit stronger than him now as time has progressed because he's free to play and he stopped pulling good RNG on red stars. But... like, when you when you're free to play, you have to lean into the parts of your roster that you can, and you take what you can. So you're not working on getting a 7-star Magneto. Like, you're working on getting Magneto, investing in Magneto, and then on to the next one. So you're having multiple different teams that can do something, and then you're worried about bringing up key characters, like characters you would need for Arena, or characters you would need for high-impact war stuff, that kind of thing. So that's how the top free-to-play players... But you also have to understand something very important. Most of the top free-to-play players have been playing this game for almost 2 years now. The game came out officially, what was it? End of March? April? Sometime 2 years ago? So, like, all of these free-to-play players that have been playing for 2 years, they have 2 years on you. Or give or take. So, in addition to all of these strategies... You have to understand, sometimes in this game, I'm free to play, 4.2 mil CP is the best thing you can do is get all free rewards and build only what you need to. Yep. You don't have to have the luxury of building what you want, only what you need. That's fair, Oliva. And it's a different world. Like, look, I'm getting a free Groot, and now there's a whole new orb that exists that I can get random free amounts of, called the, where is it? Where's the Legacy 1 orb? You know, this orb didn't exist, but you can rip 20 shards up to of, like, pretty much any character. And at this point in the game, any character is good. So, Milestone Orbs didn't exist for a long period of time. Now these are just free for playing the game 5 character shards. The problem with a lot of this stuff is, while it does in fact help the early game and free-to-play players, and that's great, it does nothing for everybody else. Like, it does nothing for me. These Milestone Orbs do nothing for my main account. That's unfortunate. I can't do anything. Training Orbs, Ability Orbs, Legacy Orbs, like, obviously. But these, not everything has to be for me, but everything, like, things that I'm getting have to do something for me. And this does nothing, because it's giving me Ultimus Orb fragments on my main account that I can't open. Because there's nothing in them for me. Because of all of the characters in an Ultimus Orb, 4 or 5 of them I don't have at 7-star. So why am I incentivized? Like, I'm totally fine never spending money in this game. Again, because I don't need to. Because without spending money, I'm probably still going to be okay on a lot of stuff. The only thing I'm not going to be able to do is maybe get a legendary on first pass, but I also don't care about that. They give gold orb shards? Yeah. No, they don't give gold orb shards. They can give gold orb shards. They can give gold orb shards. They don't give gold orb shards, because they can also give training orb shards, and these are useless to me. Yeah, don't say what they give, say what they can give, because there's a very big difference between getting something and might getting something. If you were guaranteed, if like every red star orb, if it was guaranteed to give you like +1 star on something, you know? Or if you were guaranteed after a point that you could never pull a dupe under a certain level, you know, like weird stuff like that, then it's different. But as long as there's no guarantee, then there's no reason to count them. They can give Captain Marvel shards. They can't give Captain Marvel shards. Those are impossible. Anyway, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I believe I've done most of what I can. Just to give you a quick heads up on what the next week is going to be. I'm definitely going to be over 50 by the time you see my next stream, which will be next Friday probably. I'm probably going to have unlocked conservatively Orb opening milestone event. Yes, I do. I just don't think there's going to be one for another 4 months. They do it about once every 6 months to make people spend their orbs. I don't know if I don't think I'll be getting Blob that quickly. I will say it's funny to me. I play both MCOC and both games, and my bottleneck is gold. Every game is a bottleneck. Mobile games tend to be predatory in nature, but as long as you can have fun then it doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you spend any money or no money. If you're having fun, things are fine. Fix MSF is a movement because a lot of people stopped having fun. Not just people who spend. A lot of people. And if you are having fun in the game and you're mad that other people are being negative about a game you love, grow up. People don't have to like what you like. Stop being a child. People can want things that are better. People don't have to like Star Wars, you know? We think the best arena defense was without Black Bolt. No such thing, JT. There is no such thing as a good arena defense. I'm sorry to say that, but like, there's no such thing as a good arena defense because they're all beatable, and I've yet to see an arena defense I can't beat. But if you don't have Black Bolt, Sinister is probably a really good option. Invisible Woman is definitely a plus, and if you have a very high investment in Shuri, I would use those 3 characters plus Phoenix and Ultron. You'll be fine. Fix MSF is probably going to end the official spending strike. I don't know that for a fact. It's just very likely. Because overall, they have done some things that are positive, and they've said they were doing some things that are positive, and at any point in time, you could just stop spending money again. So take it in good faith and stop a spending strike, and then if they continue to do messed up stuff, just go, oh, never mind. We'll just go back to not spending. Yeah, just a reminder, February was their worst month ever. I'm confirming that for you. You can choose to not believe me if you want. You can choose to be wrong all you want. February was their worst month ever. You're not going to hear anyone else say that. You're going to hear people who don't have the right to say that say that. February was their worst month ever. And lo and behold, we have promotion credits now every day. So, was it enough? No, but as long as they keep progressing and making the game fun, then there's no reason to stop spending. If you're inclined to, they're never getting another red cent out of me, and that's just my opinion. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Over the next, I'll probably be about, hopefully I'll be 55, but I'll probably won't be. I'll probably be like 54, just barely, by this time next week. My game plan is to have another 9 to 10 characters unlocked. Right now it's 25, 26, 27. I want to have between 30 and 35 characters by the time you see me again. That's just to make sure that I have a good unlock spectrum going on with my setup. I hopefully will be able to progress a little bit further so I can start target farming some Kree characters just because I want to unlock them. As is, I'm going to be daily farming, 1, 2, 3, 4, these guys right here. And then anything extra will probably going into Shield, as Shield has been pretty okay for me so far. I had a lot of fun at $50 per week, but it got a bit costly. So I'm like $30 per month now. My solid hour with Fix MSF movement. Well, that's awesome, man. I'll tell you, the only thing I spent money on the entire month of January was war stuff, because I wanted more attacks, because I was lazy. That's it. Don't stop spending money. What if they make Doom buyable? You buy him, Tony? No. No. My Doom fund has already been, my Doom fund bought me, a new desk. I mean, I can make a new Doom fund. But, I just spent the money that was, remember the stack of money that was sitting on the table? Where is it? Hold on. You want to see how sad it is right now? Just one. Because I bought a new desk. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Thanks. Feel free to spread this. If you like this content and want people to have an idea of what to do as they're starting to play, please, by all means, share this. I'll be doing this every weekend. I hope that I could be useful, and I hope that I'm right. I mean, a lot of people have given me feedback after I've told them that they were able to do that. I'm still sitting at the edge of my seat for a video. You promised me that once. Why read Rich's voice? Chris, I'm telling you that I'm not kidding. That video is going to be me and Matt. If you have watched my stream, you know Matt. Me and Matt want to do that video. We just haven't had the time, and now that I have enough room... So just so you know, there's room now. There's so much room in my stream space because of how I reorganized that I can have 2 people in the stream. I can even move the green screen, which you can't see, but it's here, obviously. So, we have room now that I can have multiple people in my room, and that was kind of the point of this move, so that, Matt or someone else can jump in and we can have a conversation. Other than that, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I look forward to seeing you. Remember, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Thursday is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then, of course, I will be releasing more videos. The video that you guys should be looking forward to this week, the video series is about raids. I'm looking at individual raids, characters that are high impact in them, and at the end of it, we're going to give characters a raid rating to see which ones you want to work on fast. But that's just a little bit of a spoiler. You'll see them come out literally every day this week. There's also going to be a lot of Disney Sorcerer's Arena content coming as we're ramping up towards that, so hopefully you're interested in that. You're going to start seeing a lot more videos of a lot more games. I want to be a little bit more oriented on making gamer content, not necessarily just our Marvel Strike Force content, but Marvel Strike Force is my favorite thing right now, so Marvel Strike Force will continue to be the priority of all my content. Have a good night, have a great day. I've been Tony Scungili, and I'll catch you guys later.